Okay, thank you so much, Tesha. That's why I'm happy that our paths cross. But once again, everybody, welcome to Tea Talk with Misha. This is the very first Tea Talk of the year, and I wanted to have something, a platform where women can get valuable information. So,
Mhm.
Miss Tesha D. Colston accepted my invitation to speak to us tonight about AI. So what I want us to do before we go any further to make sure that no one misses this valuable information is let's just make sure that we are practicing good Zoom etiquette so nobody misses the information. So please make sure that you are on mute, okay? Let's make sure we're all on mute because sometimes we can hear background music, people talking in the background, and someone may miss some valuable information. So if you would just please mute yourselves. And what I'm going to do is any questions you may have, you could put them in the chat box, and then Tesha will address those at the end. And that way, we're not saying, well, so-and-so, has a question. Just put it in the chat box, and then all questions will be addressed at the end. Okay, everybody got that? Understand that? Then can run a little more smoothly that way. Okay. And if you need to get up, just get up. If you want to get yourself something to drink, do that. This is going to be very informal. We're going to have a good time. We're going to laugh and have fun. We're not going to be uptight about anything in here. But I hope that you ladies really get some really good nuggets from Tesha this evening, because I believe that she has some valuable information for all of us. Okay. All right. So can everyone hear me? That's the first thing. So please unmute yourselves and at least let me know you can hear me.
Yes.
Okay. Thank
Yes.
you. Okay. Good. All righty. Okay. Well, I'm getting ready to introduce this young lady to you all, and she's going to bless us with some good nuggets. So tonight we have Miss Tesha D. Colston. She's an evangelist, Christian author, speaker, and certified life and financial coach. She has been called and equipped to minister to those who are broken. She has organized the Pretty in Pink, Perfect in Pearls annual women's conference to foster hope and resilience. Tesha, who has more than 15 years experience in Christian ministry, operates in the gifts of prophecy, healing, and discernment, helping women to enhance their relationship with God and experience his amazing works in their lives. Her passion is to encourage and empower women to achieve unlimited personal growth. She fosters wealth building mindsets and encourages strategies to promote generational wealth. So let's welcome Miss Tesha D. Colston.
Hey, everybody.
Welcome, Tesha. Thank you. Thank you for
Hello.
being with us.
Thank you for having me here. What a write-up that was. I'm like, that's a
Yes.
whole history. Like, okay. She was reading it to me earlier. I said, oh, you pulling out the evangelist on here. Okay. We're not going to crack no scriptures open today, are we?
Okay. Hey, who knows? Hey, we may go there. We may go there. So, Tesha, is there anything else that you would like to add to your introduction? Any more background information on you that you think we need to know before you go ahead and bless us with the nuggets and the information that you're going to share with us tonight?
No, I mean, I don't have a whole lot to share with, to add on to what you've already said. I think the only thing I would, think of is like, well, why AI? Like, why even go down this road? So one of the things that I um, had started to do a while ago was to help Christian women learn how to partner with God in their finances. And so then it became to help you to make, manage, and to multiply money, right? And
Okay.
so then when AI came out, that led on to down to that road. One of my passions, I think, is it comes from the world, or the sense of, you know, seeing a lot of uh, Christians broke,
Okay.
broke. Right. And a lot of it is sometimes the mindsets that we have. I mean, not that people in general aren't broke, because I know I've had my share of broke days and situations and circumstances, they just come up.
Mhm.
But you know, it's just a thing that we all know. We all shook our head because we know. But you know, I can think of a million scriptures that tell us that this kingdom is God's kingdom. And so that we should be able to partake in that kingdom and be prosperous in that kingdom. One of my favorite scriptures, I thought I was going to talk about a scripture,
And see,
but it's in me, y'all. It's in me.
and that's okay.
But the scripture says that God gave us the power to obtain wealth because he's got work for us to do. He's got things for us to do. He's got, you know, people for us to bless. And we can't bless people broke. We don't always want to give the widow's mite. There's nothing wrong with the widow's mite, but we want to be able to also be able to pour out from the overflow. Okay. And so that was one of my passions, is because I've seen just too many people, you know, y'all know, and God does it, and he does it, you know, but I'm praying. We got to, you know, praying because, you know, we need to pay the light bill, because we need to pay the rent, right? Because I've
Mhm.
had my fair share of it. Oh, so don't, no judgment. But what I'm saying is that I just believe that God put that on my heart to try to help people to better manage and multiply the money, and to show you, you know, how I partner with him in order to do those things, right? And so that's the main thing, and how I even started dealing with that. Plus, I've been in the financial industry for a while, from mortgages um, I just left the job. I left the job with Fidelity. I was working for Fidelity
Okay.
in their 401k. So I've been around money for a little bit. And
Okay.
it just bugs me to see people who are not serving God, who ain't even thinking about them, with $1 million accounts, right? And so it's just my, now I don't have $1 million account, but it is my passion to get there.
Okay.
And it's not for the money's sake. It's because I am God's property, and I want to be able to pass principles that help me to get there on, so we can do the work that God has called us to do. So I could talk about that all day, but yeah, if I were to add anything, that would be it.
Okay. Okay. All right. Well, thank you. So let me ask you this. How can we utilize that AI for our bank accounts to boost our bank accounts? What can we do?
So there's many different ways that you can use AI. So let me ask you a couple questions. This is a call and response, y'all. How many of y'all know anything about AI? Like, what do you know about AI at all? You've heard of it, right?
Yes.
You've heard, because it's been buzzing now for two couple years now,
No, I
really in
haven't
the
heard
last
of it.
year. You haven't
Okay.
heard of it?
No.
Okay.
Okay, who was that?
That was Julie, Norma Hinton. That was Julie. Says she hadn't heard
Julie.
about it.
Okay, okay. So AI, um, AI is artificial intelligence, and you have experienced AI without even knowing it. So how have I experienced AI without knowing it? How many of you know Siri? Hey Siri.
Yeah,
How many know Hey Google?
I know. Hey,
See,
Google.
so did you hear? Did you hear? I said, I forget when you say it, it came on in the background. Did you hear, Diane?
I missed
You said,
that completely.
Hey Google. Anyway, now he won't do it, but the Wi-Fi is over there. And so it got
Okay.
me one day because I didn't know it was even attached to the Wi-Fi. So I have the little Echo Dot, and that's in there, but then that's Siri. But then out here is in here, no, that's Alexa. Alexa. Okay.
Heard
All
of
right.
Alexa?
We got Alexa. Okay. I'm coming down your road. Okay. So
Yes.
we've all experienced, hey, Alexa, hey, Google, hey, Siri. And that was kind of like, the real prime introduction to artificial intelligence, where, so simply put, or as simply as I can put artificial intelligence, what is it? It refers to, I'm gonna read what it says. It refers to a simulation of human intelligence in machines that are programmed to think and learn like humans. So they're machines that are programmed to think and to learn like us. So the term can also be applied to any machine that exhibits traits associated with the human mind, such as learning and problem solving. So you remember back in the day, because see, I think we all, are mature. And you remember back in the day, we didn't even have a computer. How many of y'all were from that? I when I went to school, there was no computers.
No.
When my kids went to
Mm-mm.
school, they had computers. They were learning PowerPoint. And I'm an adult learning PowerPoint, and they're in elementary school learning PowerPoint. And I'm like, whoa, wait a minute, wait a minute. And so we've been, inching on this world, on this
Mhm.
technology has been increasing. Bible says knowledge is going to increase, right? I wonder how this knowledge was going to increase so greatly. Well, now we're seeing how knowledge can increase like that. But but anyway, so now y'all know I'll be all over and then I'll get lost in my thoughts. I'll get lost in my thoughts because I have 50 million thoughts going on in my head. So basically, AI, it is the machine and it's programmed to think and to think and to learn like a human. So how does it think and learn like a human? Well, it's being programmed, right? Whatever is out there, they're programming it with it. So, what do you think is like a prime tool to program a machine?
Anybody?
Got any ideas? Like, what would be the prime thing? We all use it. We use it. We probably, you probably use it every day.
You said a machine that we,
A
No,
computer.
like just a tool or a resource that you would use that they can use to program the machine. What do you think they use?
Some type of computer.
Some type of computer. Some type of computer. You're in the realm, Norma. You're in the realm.
phone, phone.
You're in the realm. The internet.
Oh,
The internet. Specifically Google. When like I said, when we were coming up, there was even when the computers first came out, there still was no Google. There was no anything that they had all this data in that you could just scour the internet and an answer come back to you within an amount of seconds, right? And so what they're doing is, and there's applications, and they take that, and the first step was really to take the information that is out there and allow the machine to learn from what's already out there. So that's how it does it. And you can see some of it when you play around with things like Chat GPT, which we can talk about a little bit, but you'll see that in the responses and things like that. With Chat GPT, which is kind of like our opening uh, to more of artificial intelligence. Um, Initially, it only went up to a certain date because that was all that they put in there, right? But now it's opened up because it's actually using the internet. So now, depending on which version of ChatGPT, if you go on Bing and you use Bing's AI, it's scourging the internet according to Bing. So everything is according to what is being input. You remember the saying garbage in, garbage out? It's the
yes.
same thing. Garbage in, good stuff in, whatever's going in, those are the inputs that you're going to get out. whether whatever they're programming it with, or even what you ask it to do, what you put in is how it's going to respond back to you. So hope I didn't give too much there, but that's a little bit about what artificial intelligence is. It's just that it is intelligence, but it's artificial. So artificial because we're real and it's not. It has to be programmed with what we know, right?
Okay.
It has to be programmed with what we know. So.
Okay.
Let me ask you this. What questions do you have so far? Diane, you're on mute.
Okay.
Okay. I was asking, it could be fed with false information, correct? I mean, we're not sure everything that's going in is correct.
That is correct. You exactly right.
Bad information.
Yes, yes. As a matter of fact, when you look at certain applications, it will warn you of that, and it will tell you to check the data, because when you Google something, that information may not be correct, right? If you go to Bing and you look up, I don't know, some facts and some data about it, the information may be correct, may be incorrect. 9 times out of 10, it is correct. But there are times when the information that we get, it comes back and it's not correct. And so remember that some of the tools that we use, they're scourging the internet and they're looking at it and they're bringing you a response based on what you ask. And that response, it could be yes, it could be wrong.
It's a good question. And we have to just be really mindful. That was a really good question.
Especially because companies are using artificial intelligence and they're using it for data, for analysis and things like that. And it's growing, and I think it's going to get better as time. I don't know if I'll be here to see how it will actually end up being. And so it's going to grow and it's going to increase. And I think it's going to be better with its responses. I think it's going to be more truthful in the responses. Like there'll be less room for error is what I'm trying to say as time goes on and as technology increases. But right now, yeah, it can be wrong. It can be wrong. You could ask it to give you a scripture and it quote, you say, God, give me John 3:16, and it could give you John 5:2.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Okay. So
what other question?
I have a question. What have you been using it for as far as business?
Oh my gosh. I use it. As a matter of fact, I tell my husband, this thing will make you lazy. It will make you lazy because you can use it for so much. I like to use it for things that I don't like to think about. So, for example, when you are an entrepreneur, one of the good things to have is an email list, right? And so you know how you go to Bed Bath and Beyond, and they start emailing you 3-4 times a day. Okay. So someone has to come up with that information in order to be able to email it to you and then get it in the system to auto respond and to email it to everyone who's on their list. Well, that takes time and energy. Now, Bed Bath and Beyond and Macy's and Belk and all that, they have the resources to be able to do that. But when you're talking about entrepreneurs like myself, I don't have time to be trying to figure out. So there's some things that fall by the wayside that now AI can help you with. And so if you have a list of emails and you're trying to generate, keep in contact with it, you can use AI to help you to maintain your email list. So you could ask it to create you some emails. I did a campaign series. Let me go back. I have Smart Money Sisters, okay? And that's the Smart Money Sisters, about make, manage, and multiplying money, okay? So when you come into the Smart Money Sisters list, there is it's a welcome, okay? And then there is a series that it takes you through for money management. And I used AI to help me to generate that, because number one, it's going to save you time. Number two, it's going to save you time. And number three, it's going to save you time. It's going to save you time. So some people might think, well, isn't that cheating? And I don't know what you would be cheating. What you would be cheating. What you want to do is make sure that the voice is authentically you. So you want to use it as a tool. It's a tool, it's a resource that you can now use. You can make it sound like what you want. You put in the information, and then you can make it sound like, you know, what you want, your voice and not the AI voice. You make sure that your information is correct. You make sure that it's saying what you wanted it to say. So there's still work on your part. It's just that it takes a lot of the work out for you. And now you're able to do what? You're able to email your list whenever your level of frequency is, whether that's every day or, you know, once a week, or depending on how you managing your email list. So how many of you are already like entrepreneurs, or you entrepreneurs? How many of you are entrepreneurs? Except I see Cole's Classy Jewels. So Arts of Love is definitely Arts of Love. Then Barbara,
Yep.
did you raise your hand?
I'm with Mary Kay.
You're with Mary Kay. Yes.
Yeah,
Okay.
in fact, now I have an app and I use it, in fact, even for our community group. When I send out a message, Diane would get it. But that's an app. I don't understand the AI stuff.
So what kind of app is it?
Project Broadcast.
Project Broadcast. Okay, so I'm not familiar with Project Broadcast. But it sounds like it is an app that will allow you to broadcast an email. Is that
correct?
Okay.
Well, it's
so,
text. It's a texting one.
Oh, a text. Okay, so you can send out a broadcast of text. Okay. And then where do you get the information to text people?
I type it in.
You type it in. And where do you get the words or the verbiage you're using to type it in?
I dream them up.
There you go. And so here we have how Barbara could use that in her text messages. So she could say to a program like ChatGPT, you know, this week, because she's in Mary Kay. So you could tell ChatGPT, which is one that we frequently use, you tell it its role, you are a Mary Kay consultant. I like to tell it, you are a $1 million Mary Kay, or whatever it is. I don't know what the thing is for Mary Kay, but you're $1 million Mary Kay consultant. And you want to send a text broadcast to your email list on this topic. Okay. Then you would say, so this is how you would apply this. Then you would say something like, please, we found you being nice to AI for some reason works. So pleases and thank yous still work even with the machine. So please create 10 texts around, skincare. And it will come out with 10 texts that you could text to your people around skincare. Okay. Now, that was just generic. So you might have to get a little detailed with that. You might have to say a little bit more, give it a little bit more, but then you don't have to come up. You see how it's a time saver, because now you don't got to come up with the 10. Now you can use the AI, and you could actually, I don't know, with your broadcast, if you're able to program them out so that they go on Monday, you get this one, on Tuesday, you get that.
I think it can be done, and I don't know anything about that part.
Oh, okay. So most of the time you can do that. It's the same with email. So your broadcasting is the same like with an autoresponder. So one is email, one is text message. Text message is another great tool. But so it helps you to do things like that. Okay.
But
Um,
how does AI know who the people are on your email list?
AI doesn't know. It's just giving you the words and you're going to email it. So you'll copy and paste
Oh,
it, email it. Yeah. Yeah.
so I don't understand where we go to say, would you come up with some words for me? I don't understand.
All right. There's a couple of different resources that you can use. Some are paid and some are free. So we've been talking about one already, which is ChatGPT. ChatGPT has two versions. They have a free version and then they have a paid version. I think the paid one is $20 a month for the paid version. The paid version does images and it does text. So you could ask it to create you an image. So that's another thing you can ask AI to do. But on the 3.5 version, which is the free version, that's the one you can use. You can download it onto your computer. You can have it on your phone, and then you can just play around with it. The biggest thing that I like to say, because sometimes, especially, I don't know, in my age group and above, we get kind of timid when it comes to technology, right? I don't want to break it. I don't know. It's just something that happens. You're like, I'm scared to press. I see it all the time. People like, I'm scared to press enter. You're just like, go ahead and press the enter. You can't break it. Trust me, you cannot break it. So that's the big thing I tell people all the time. You can't break it. Okay. You can't mess it up. The only thing that you can do is learn from it. So you can learn, oh, that's what that is. So that's how it's going to respond back to me. Oh, I didn't like that answer. Let me change the way I said that. And then it's going to give you a different answer. Or maybe you say, I don't like that. Can you redo it? And then it will redo it for you. You see what I'm saying? So Chat GPT is one. So you can just Google Chat GPT. It goes to, and I say Google because it goes to like it's chat.openai.com, I believe. Let me see. I'll put this in the link in the comments. Copy. I have it open. Okay. So that is the Chat GPT. You can sign up for the paid version or you can sign up for the free version. Arts of Love is on it. Who's Arts of Love? You're on mute.
Thanks, Didell. She's with Cole's Classy Jewels.
Hello,
Okay, I
hello.
didn't.
I'm not face ready right now, so I'm
Now,
sorry.
okay, that's okay. No
I
problem.
get it.
It's
I'm
I
just
get it.
home and tired.
It's okay. We appreciate you working the chat box. Thank you.
Okay. But what was your name? I forgot. I didn't hear it.
Didell Cole.
Didell.
Oh,
Cole.
Digel. Okay. Okay.
Yes, Didell Cole.
Oh, Didel. Okay, gotcha.
Yes.
All right. So Didel can really use it. And I don't know, Didel, do you use AI in your business?
No, I don't use AI. I was told about AI, but just like you said, our age bracket, we afraid to do what?
Break
So
something.
no, but I'm gonna check into it.
Yeah, afraid to break it,
Yeah.
There are some other tools. So there's chat, so that's chatopenai.com, and it's what's commonly referred to as Chat GPT. So when you hear someone talking about Chat GPT, then that's what they're talking about right there. Bing has a AI generator. So Bing.com, which you all know is like Google, right? Remember, when it first came out, it was like AOL, it was Bing, it was Google, right? So that's the world we're from. And then just everything just kind of started being monopolized, I call it. We just went to one resource, and that was Google. But the other ones are still there. The other ones are
They
still there.
are.
Yeah. So Bing is still there. And now even Google, Google, when you open up an Internet Explorer and you open up your Google, For mine, it has a AI assist on it. So if you put something in there, it'll bring it back as though it's responding not just the search criteria, but it also gives me a response, as in an AI response, not just a search for whatever it is that I put in. So there's that, and then those are text generators. So what we're talking about now is text. So there's text, and then there's also image generators, which to what you had said before, you know, what your question was, what do I use AI for? So one of the things I told you was for emails, right? Another thing I use AI for, does anybody create courses or want to create courses? No. No, not really. Well, I use AI to help me to create courses. You can use AI to help you to create a course on whatever topic you want to create a course on, whether it's from the Bible or whether it's from about AI. It'll help you create a course about itself. So you can help it to outline it. You can ask it, hey, you could say, you can go on to Chat GPT, or you can go on a Bing, or you can go, yeah, those are the two ones I'll talk about. And you can say, I want to create a course on how to create a course. How to create a course, right? And it will come up with a shell for you of what you could use in order to create a course. Those are the hard, well, they're not hard things, but those are the things that just take a lot of time. They take a lot of time to do, for you to sit down. And those of you who are teachers, anybody's a teacher in here? Just one? Okay. So for you teachers, if you've been taught, you know that a teacher has a curriculum that they follow, right? If you've been in a course, then you know that a course has a curriculum it follows. You know that it has a structure that it follows. We're going to learn this so that you can do this. We're going to learn this so that you can do this. AI can help you with that. It can help you to put those things together. So I have used that to help me to create my shells around courses, okay? And a lot of times, what I love is that it'll give me a better response than what I didn't even think about that, right? I didn't even think about that. Or it gives me a way to lay it out that I didn't even think about laying it out that way, okay? Because, you know, I'm pretty random and all over. So it kind of helps me be a little bit more, you know, intentional and strategic about what it is that I'm doing. Another thing you could do, does anybody have a website?
Yes.
Okay. So websites, it can help you create verbiage for your website. So, or sales pages. I've used it to help me to create a verbiage for a landing page or a sales page. I tell it what its role is. You are a, you know, you are a whatever it is, and you are looking to create a sales page for this specific item. Here's the key points to this item, and then you can just run it and let it go. You know, I've given it very little information and am surprised at what it comes back at. And you're like, oh, well, yeah. Yeah, that's it right there. So I might show my screen to show you a little bit about what I'm talking about. So websites, you can use it to help you to build your websites. As a matter of fact, you have website builders out there now, you know, familiar with like GoDaddy. GoDaddy has an AI where it will actually build, the AI will build your website based on the information that you put in it. So so that you don't have to do all the dragging and dropping and clicking. So GoDaddy was great. And a lot of them were great because they have these drag and drop editors, right? So that you can now go and you can easily make one. You don't have to know code and you don't have to be all that in order to build a website, right? Anyone can really build a website now. So now it's even getting better because now you can put in a couple of words and AI can go and build it for you. And then you just have to change it up and, make it what you want it to be. So that's another thing to create your websites. Also with creating websites, you could, if you wanted to, you could learn how to do it. And you can build websites for people who like, I don't want to do all that. I don't want to do all that. I created a website for my daughter-in-law. She has a doula thing, a doula, and she's got 7 kids. She's got 7 kids, y'all. I'm like, yeah, you need to be a doula. You can help somebody birth out some babies, that's for sure. And so when she was on her 5th one, she was started doing that, but now she just had her 7th one. So she's got the whole, I said, you on your way to the tribe, okay? You got the tribe of Israel in your house. Anyway, so I used AI. I don't know anything about being a doula. I mean, I have 4 kids, so I know what it's like to, be pregnant and all that. So I'm bringing that to the table. But I used AI along with what she had for her products and services to help me to build her website. So that's how you can use that there. Another way that you can use website, we said 3 ways, but I have a million of them, is to create and sell products, right? So what products could you create? Well, from the simplest of helping you to create Hallmark cards, right? We call them Hallmark cards, but Hallmark is a brand. So let me say that. Greeting cards. Let me say that the right way. Greeting cards. It can help you to create greeting cards. It can help you to create what do you call those? Gift tags. That's another business. Gift tags. It can help you to create books. To create books. So if you're looking to create a devotional, it can help you to create a devotional. If you're looking to create a prompted journal, you can use it to help you to develop those prompts, to develop the journal pieces. If you want to create a coloring book, which I'm going to talk to you about because I have something for you, but if you want to create a coloring book, you can use it to help you to create the coloring book pages. And you can put all of those things in a book and sell those things, right? And you find your niche. So
Right.
how I even got started into doing books was because I noticed that when I went to go look at journals, so when I went to go look at journals, I didn't see an African-American representation on the journals. So I was like, well, what could I do to solve that problem? So it's really like what you go find a problem and what can you do to solve that problem? And AI can help you to solve that problem. So this was before AI came out. I started to create books. Do I have one? Journals that had covers with Black women on them, right? And I'm a firm believer in I can't draw. I'm not a drawer. No. So I'm a firm believer of using my resources. And so I found on Etsy some graphics, people who sell their graphics. Okay. So they create and then they sell these graphics. And so that's what I was using to do my journals. And so I would do, because my audience is like everyone. So I have not, so as soon as I create for African Americans, somebody saying, well, why don't you create one for Asian, or why don't you create one for with the white women on it? I'm like, okay, because now we're opening it up. Now, why don't I show you how, and you go and you create that? Because So that's how. So because I started to do, I would have a journal, and then I'd have a Black girl on one journal, and then I do another one, and then have someone white on the other one. And I'm like, that is just too much to do 2 journals. So I just had to niche down my thing and say what was really my goal in the first place. My goal was in the first place was to have African Americans on there. Now I still do, I mix now, because that was then. But AI now, I'm saying all that to say that I don't have to go and pay. If I see something really nice, I can do that. But I don't have to go and pay anyone to come up with my graphics anymore. I can ask ChatGPT, the paid version, to come up with the graphic for me. I give it a description and it comes up with the graphic for me. I can ask it to come up with a scene. I could ask it to come up with a particular type of person doing a certain thing. I can I can have it to come up with coloring book pages. I can have it come up with just about anything except for in most applications, it's really touchy about you asking for the likeness of someone. So if I want to say, come up with something that looks like Obama, it's not going to do it. It's going to say, no, I'm sorry, I can't do that.
Okay.
Now, there are ways around it because people use that, but there are ways around it. But yeah, so those are some of the limitations. And it says it doesn't do certain images, but then it's so questionable. Like, you're like, well, what garbage went in? Because sometimes the images you get back, they're garbage. So if I ask you for a picture of a woman, and now I could just say it just that way, give me a picture of a woman. And it'll give me a picture of a woman, right? Just standing there. But sometimes the images come back and the woman is like wearing some kind of crazy clothing. And you're like, well, what input did you get to bring me back such a result? So the results vary and they are not always as wholesome as I like my images. So now I have to tell it things like, cleavage is one thing that it loves to do for women. Leave your cleavage out. Now, I'm not a cleavage person. I used to be, but I've been delivered. Okay. So I don't like my pictures to have a bunch of, showing and all that. No. So I have to tell it to do crew necks or turtlenecks and things like that, so that it limits that, it giving you that, all that hanging out. But it made me think, well, what kind of images are out there? Especially when you say African American woman. You say African American woman, you got to tell it for the shape to be proportioned, because it'll come out with this small waist and this we all women here, this butt that's like and these hips, and you're like, no, no, can I get something proportionate? And so you have to tell it. So you learn as you go along what to tell it. You learn from other people, you learn from other resources, you go in different groups. That's how I learn. You go into different groups and you learn how to tell it. Its default for images is Caucasian. Okay. So you don't have to tell it, give me a picture of a Caucasian woman, because that's what it's going to bring back. But now, if you want a picture or an image of a Asian man or Hispanic male or woman, then you're going to have to tell it to do that. Okay. You can even do stuff like describe the hairstyle. You can tell it to put a band on the top of the head and make it curly and long and wavy. And you can tell it whatever you want to do, and it'll generate the image based on what it thinks you're asking. Okay.
Okay. Now, are you talking to it? Is that what you're saying?
You're typing it.
You're typing it.
Typing it. Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah. Now, ChatGPT.
So this GBT, right? Like George Broad Text. GBT.
It's chat, like as in we're chatting. And then George, Purple.
Terry.
Yeah, I got stuck, and my name is Tesha.
So
And what was the last letter?
T.
T is
T
in
as in
Tesha.
Terry. Tisha. T. It's in the chat box too, Barbara.
I don't know what a chat box is. I don't
Me-
seem to have a chat box.
We'll make
I
sure
don't
you
have a-
get, we'll make sure, okay, we'll make sure you get the information afterwards. Everybody will get it. We'll
Okay,
text
so
it to you.
when you say
Mhm.
go and ask for it, you're typing what you want to ask for.
Yeah, you're typing it. Mhm.
Okay.
Now, ChatGPT does have a function in it where you can do a voice. So you can actually speak to it. But for the most part, I'm typing it.
So Tisha,
Yeah.
I'm sitting here listening. How can
Mhm.
I use, you said journals. Um, what
The
other
whole-
ways can I use AI to make money?
Well, I think those are the main, like the most used
So
ways.
okay. So just say I'm a beginner. What would be like something that would be really simple for me to just dive into just to try the AI? What would be, I'm just a beginner. I want to play around in AI. What would you suggest
I pause because there's so many different ways to think about that question.
okay.
So it's like I'm a little challenged with it now. I think that the ways that so products
Okay.
and books. So if you want to create a little devotional, that's going to be really on your easier side to do because you're just going to say, I have a topic and you're going to ask it for whatever you want to ask it and then you can copy and paste and edit what it says. So let me give you an example. If I'm doing what kind of a book could we do? What kind of a book? What kind of book would you want to do using AI?
Coloring book.
A coloring book. Okay, so
Coloring.
that's an image book. So that's a coloring book. So now you're going to go in and you're going to feed it prompts. And so it's going to bring you back images based on the prompt that you gave it. So if you want a butterfly coloring book, you can go into, I like to use Midjourney. So Midjourney, I believe it does cost though. I believe Midjourney is $10 a month. And you can ask it for a coloring pages and for of butterflies. Okay.
Okay.
And so it'll bring you back. Midjourney brings you back 4 images. ChatGPT brings you back 2, but you can keep regenerating. So in either of them, you can keep regenerating. So that's going to be, I mean, that's easy. It's a prompt. It's easy. The most difficult part, I think, about it is knowing what to say. So a lot of people's issue is, what do I say? Like, what am I going to put in this thing?
Mhm.
So that it gives me that. And that really comes with you knowing what you want and and playing around with it and maybe even getting other prompts from other people that you say, oh, I like that. So how can do you have a prompt for that? So I'm in some groups, and so, they have things now, prompt groups. And so people share their pictures and somebody says, I like that. And they say, what's the prompt for that? Right. So then that way you can go and you can generate a similar picture. Now, supposedly AI does not regenerate the same picture. So if you can put in the same prompt as and we'll come up with 2 different pictures. Or I can put in the prompt again, and I will come up with another set of pictures, no matter which AI generator you're using. Okay, because it's pulling from its knowledge, and each time you give it a command, which is or a prompt, because that's what that is, it's bringing back new information from the internet, even if it's the same prompt you put in. Okay.
Okay. All right.
So I think that selling books, because you could ask it, let's say that we're going to do a self-help book on it's Valentine's Day is coming up. So I want to create a self-love journal. Okay. And I'm going to ask Chat GPT to give me let's say we got a 30-day journal. Let's say we got a 90-day journal. Okay. And I can ask Chat GPT to come up with 90. You see, when I say time and how it will cut your time, come up with 90 prompts that I could use for a self-love journal for Valentine's.
And it'll come up with it. It'll generate it.
And it'll come up with that.
Wow.
Barbara, I see you talk. Oh, I don't know if you're talking to us or not.
Yeah. Wanda has a question. Thank you, Tesha. What's your question, Wanda?
It was she pretty much just answered it a few minutes ago when she was talking about the Valentine's journal.
Okay.
And mine was only related to what about like a children's book. And when you were talking about for the chat GPT, and you giving it the commands that you want. If you already know what kind of images you want, you telling them that. But you kind of lost me a little bit when you said that it wouldn't repeat the same image. What if you really like that image and you selected it? So for each page, could it repeat that same image?
Yeah, that's a great question. It's getting better with creating consistent characters. So that's the verbiage you want, is consistent characters. Now, there are ways to create a consistent character.
Okay.
So you have to actually do things like feed the character back to it and then tell it to. So in ChatGPT, they have now opened up a store, and I don't want to confuse anyone on this, but just like ChatGPT has, you just tell it what to do, okay, and then it does that. But there are additional ChatGPTs that can be created so that it can ask you the questions that it needs in order to give you what you're looking for. And so they have one called consistent characters. And so if you put in, and I haven't used it yet, I just learned it because they just opened up this store. So I was just on it the other day and I just haven't gotten to it yet. But they have consistent characters on ChatGPT, so where you can take that now and it'll walk you through the process so that you can continue to create that consistent character. Before, it was really difficult to do. Okay, it was really, you kind of like get in the realm, because you're flipping the page, and so you don't see that character again. So out of sight, out of mind, which you kind of
right.
is similar. So,
okay.
yeah. But it's getting better.
Okay.
Now, I have to tell you, I'm really having a hard time understanding. So if I want to do something, there's this CGPT. Where do I go to get that?
So Tesha, could you do us a favor? Is there any way you could share your screen? Is that
Sure.
something? Is that something you can do and kind of do like a demo, more or less? Would that be helpful?
I can. You
You could do a
disable,
quick.
but you gotta enable the screen share.
Okay, let me see.
It says host.
All right. See if you can share your screen now.
Okay.
Let me know if you can. Because I think maybe, okay. She's sharing the screen. She's going to do a demo. That'll give
Can you all see it?
Can you all see her screen? Where it says chat
Yeah.
GPT at the top. Can everybody see it?
How did that get there?
So I go to chat. I just say Chat GPT, and you see how now I'm already in there because I use it almost every day.
Do I just go into my computer
Let me
and
try.
where I would click for emails and is that going to be like a link or a app or what?
Can y'all see a black screen? I'm going to answer that in a minute. Can you see a black screen?
Yes.
Okay, so you see my incognito window. So I'm just going to Google Chat GPT. Okay, so that's all I'm doing. Got it?
Okay.
Okay, so I'm going to press enter. So now it asks me, did I mean, but the first one that comes up is Chat GPT.
Okay.
Okay, so I'm going to click on that. And when I click on that, it says log in or sign up. In your case, you're going to click sign up. And then you can continue to create your account, either with your Google account, or you can just use your email address and do a password. So that's how you get into ChatGPT. I talked about Bing. So Bing is another one. So Bing Chat. I didn't mean to do that. I don't want to open up.
You know, for me, I only need one way. Don't tell me Bing and
Okay.
yeah, don't confuse me by giving me all different things. If there's one thing I can do, then I'm going to be lucky to figure out how to do that one.
Gotcha. So turn your ears off for now, because I'm gonna show everybody else how to do this Bing for a minute, okay? Because I totally understand that. That's like, wait a minute, you're telling me too much. You're telling me too much. But Bing, and one of the reasons why I do like Bing is because you don't have to really sign into anything on Bing. You see, I just type Bing. You can just type bing.com and you can do the chat. And now it tells you what to do. It says, ask me anything. So that's the whole thing, is that you're just going to ask it stuff. It's got some prompts up here already that you can just click on. So it says, write a song that celebrates the beauty of Earth. And so you can just click on that. And it comes up, because that was the prompt that it gave. Okay. They all work the same way. You give it a prompt and it gives you this information back. So how it says, it gives you this song, and it even has a little bit of humor. I hope you enjoyed this song.
Question. I have a question.
Sure.
Okay, so you use that song,
Mm-hmm.
would you be copyrighting somebody else's work, or is it okay to use that? You know what I'm saying?
Yes. Mm-hmm. You just need to make sure that it's not something that's copyrighted. It's supposed to be original work, but
Okay.
so is everything supposed to be truthful information, but it sometimes is not. So you want to check it and just make sure that
Okay.
it's not copyright. Yeah. So that's what so it's should I buy a bike, or if I, compare what's something fun that I can do tonight. This is searching Bing to bring you back the answers. Okay, so let's see here. So that's Bing. ChatGPT is gonna do the same thing. Let me go to my ChatGPT. All right, so Barbara, you can turn your ears back on. We're on the ChatGPT. Now, if you do the free account, they're both going to look the same. They're just able to do different things, to do different things. So this is what ChatGPT looks like. And it has, it has some prompts here. Tell me a fun fact about the Golden State Warriors. Now, why that's there, I don't know. That's just something that they did. Show me a code snippet. So of a website sticky header. So if you wanted to do coding on a website, you can be a pro. Listen, I try to help my young adult children to understand that they can be a pro with the tools that they have, right? but you know, they don't hear me. All they hear is walk, 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 walk. They'll get it though, because you know, we eventually got, oh, that's what mama was talking about. They're gonna go, oh, that's what she was talking about. But compare marketing strategies for, you know, whatever. So it's kind of telling you what you could do. You can look and see some of the things like that I've done. This keeps a record of what you've done over here. Let me show you this. So I'm looking for a picture for my bedroom. Now my mom thinks that my headboard is big enough and I don't need a picture over my headboard, but I think I do. So I said, you know what? Let me go to ChatGPT and see if it can come up with a picture for me. And where's the one that I liked? Let's see here. That's another one, but that's not it. Yeah, these are some images. This is, you know, an image. This is the whole prompt right here. And that was that came out. But I'm mad now because where's my other one? It's in here somewhere. It's in here somewhere. So I wanted it in image. I said, create an image of a leaf with the colors of taupe, burnt red, sage green, brown, and gold, with the words whose leaf also shall not wither should complement the image, and make sure that the words are spelled correctly, because it has a tendency, as you can see, to not spell the words right when it comes to the images. This is not the one that I want. The one that I want, I really like this image. I'm just going to have to take the words out of it. And I think I'm going to use that. But I can now take, so you asked how you can make money. Well, you can create images like this. And if ChatGPT isn't acting right, you can take the words out. Don't ask them to do words. And then you can take that and make art out of it and sell art. What if you sold Christian art, right? With scriptures around that. Look at who doesn't, who, you know, a leaf with the scripture that talks about, you know, whose leaf also shall not wither. Okay. I think that's Psalms something.
I have a question.
Yeah.
What type of canvas you would use to put that on?
I wouldn't create the Rose, or who was that? That was Rose, right?
That's
Oh,
Norma.
that was Wanda.
Norma.
Norma. Okay. I don't see the name here. I don't see Norma's name there. So I wouldn't do that. I would go to someone else and I put it on the product, and then I would have them print that out and do it. Now some people do, but most people don't. So you can do simple.
Well, I do stuff like that and put on canvases.
Oh, you do?
I try
Okay.
to. I'm learning that.
So who do you use? You can use the same thing.
Well, I could use something like that to help create things. Like right now, I live in Detroit, so you know it's Lions fever. So now I'm creating wooden round door reefs so that I could sell to these people. For they lions, and I'm putting different lions on there. And the title caption is going to be on Detroit Lions defend its den. And I got a truck and footballs falling out of it. That's in my head. I'm trying to create that. And with all the teams that the Lions defeated, and putting it on like 15-inch door round wood hangers.
So you know what? I would, in any AI generator, you could try it. Every one of them, there's many of them, and every one of them has a different look. So we're just focused on ChatGPT, but there's others. Like I told you, I use Midjourney.
Okay.
This is the paid version though. You can only generate images on ChatGPT with the paid version. And but there's some free versions out there. So, but it has its own look and how it does things. This Midjourney has its own look. But if you type in, get your thoughts together about what you just said, and you can just see what it comes up with.
Okay.
Yeah. You can just see what it comes up with. They have Leonardo, they have free. So Leonardo now is a little bit intimidating. I will say that. I don't even use, matter of fact, they sent me an email talking about, we miss you. It's a little intimidating, and I don't like the way that it comes back with some of its things, but you can change the model. So there are different models that, and I don't know how to explain models, but there are different models. And the better way to explain that would be, there are different types of image generators. So they bring back a certain style when you use them. And so Leonardo is one of those ones. It's Leonardo AI. But it's free for the first however many, and every day it replenishes. And so is Bing. So when you go to Bing, Bing has an image generator, and it's free for for a certain amount of them. So if I go to Bing, and I have it up here already, I just Google AI generator. And that's what I do. I had to clear my cookies so it didn't come like into my account, but you can join and create. And so these are some ones that it comes out with. Let me see if I can log into my account. I want to log in, Bing. There we go. That's not what I'm trying to do. So Bing is from Microsoft. Let me try. I'm just going to try. A blue cat and see what it does. No. That's not what I'm signed in as.
So Tisha, you mentioned Mid-Journey.
Yeah, Mid-Journey. That's a third one.
Okay.
But Mid-Journey, it uses, do I have Mid-Journey up? It uses an app called Discord, and they just did some function, but they haven't released it to everyone, where you can use the internet, but it uses an app called Discord. And so you'll do everything in in Discord. I didn't mean to do that. In Discord. So this is the app. I thought I had it up. I might have. It uses a lot on my computer, so it tends to hose things up. So I don't keep it up, and it might hose it up because I'm on Zoom. But I thought it was open. There it is. So I did some coloring pages for you guys. So if you want, I did not coloring pages, but a prompt book. Okay, with these prompts, with this prompt. A black and white coloring page, cute African American jungle girl, full body profile, white background in the style of Charlie Boerter, digital illustration with beautiful eyes, a full curly hair, coloring page, flawless line art. Okay, so that is the whole prompt. And this is what I'll go back to when I put it in initially. So this is without African American. Remember, I told you the default was Caucasian. So these were the 4 that came up. Okay. And then you can upscale them. So then when you upscale them, they come out to individuals, and you can download those individuals onto your computer. When I put in African American in there, this is what it came up with. So this is in your book that you have, and you're going to have these 2 prompts where you can just copy and paste those. And just remember, whatever you want to change, you can just change. So you can, and you can put this into anything. It's just going to give you a different look, because remember, each image generator has its own vibe, its own look to it, right? So you're not going to get this style. But you can change this to Asian. You can change this to Hispanic. You can change the hair to long flowy hair. You can you can change that to twists, or what's the one style out now? The kinky the one with the hair, it comes out of the braid. It's like braided, but then you got hair that comes out of the braid. What'd you say, Misha? You gotta be off mute, huh?
Lord, it's God is something. I can't remember.
Yeah, something like you can
Yeah.
put goddess braids and goddess
Yes.
braids on here in an updo, right? So you can do one with just goddess braids, long, short, medium. You can do whatever hairstyle you want to do on there. So you can do that. So, you know, this one is a Caucasian young girl, and you can give her the kind of, listen, if you want her to have, y'all remember back in the day, Bo Derek had what? She had
Braids.
braids, right? She had braids with beads at the end.
Mhm. That's right, in
And
that movie.
yeah, if you wanted to create that, you can do that. You can say in the style of Bo Derek. You can,
Mhm.
you know, so that's what I'm saying. You don't be afraid to type in there and do what you want to do. I wish I could have pulled up Bing because that's free. But if I wanted to, I have all these different chats, but if I wanted to just do, so here's some other images that I've created, right? Here's a scene it created, an urban living room. Okay. So that's what I mean by it can create a scene, it can create people, it can create whatever your mind, if you can achieve, try to visualize it in your mind, you can go ahead and put it down here and it will come close to it. And if it doesn't, you can continue to tweak it, and you can continue to say, uh, redo it. Like this is a redo. So it'll redo that prompt. You can say, I like this, but I want a different variation of it. So then you can do that. I love camouflage. I have a pink one. So I like camouflage. So anyway, so these are my camouflage girls. Here's some other ones. Just some water hand-drawn illustrations. So what you say to it is different. I want a hand-drawn illustration. If you are an artist, this is really gonna help you, because you can just tell it what you understand all the styles of things. And so, a hand-drawn illustration versus or whatever, this would be a really cool tool for you to create. So yeah, so that's that. Let me see what else. Someone asked a question I wanted to say about, stop share, about children's books, about children's stuff. And so children's is another area. As you saw, I showed you some children's ones, but you can do children's books using an image generator and ChatGPT. So you can ask ChatGPT to come up with the storyline for you, right? Joseph, y'all give me a storyline because it's not coming to me today. Joseph wants to do what? What does Joseph want to do? Come on, grandmas.
Joseph wants to play in the rain.
To play in the rain. Yes. Joseph wants to play in the rain. So you could ask ChatGPT to come up with a story for you about Joseph playing in the rain and how his mama didn't want him to play in the rain. and all of the reasons why you shouldn't play in the rain, Joseph. And then you could ask your AI imager, like Midjourney or ChatGPT version 4 or Bing or Leonardo. You can ask them to help you to create those different scenes, the character for those different scenes. So I get excited about it. I mean, it's like, so if you feel overwhelmed, welcome to the club, because it is overwhelming. And now that it has really started getting out there, people are developing more and more tools and apps and things like that. It's like, wait a minute, which one do I use? But, you know, there is one out now. I just found out it's a new one out, and it does the same thing as Chat GPT, right? It does images and it does that, and it doesn't cost as much as Chat GPT. So I'm going to be playing around with that. But you know, the first to market is the one that gets it. So because now Chat GPT is a brand, really, it's like it's a brand now. So people naturally migrate to that and then have their, one eye side-eyed on the other ones. Okay. But there's many out there. There's many things that do. Another thing you can use AI for is voice. So you can have a picture of you, and then you can make the picture of you talking. Yep. Your still picture, and you are talking, and it's moving your mouth on there. And I'm trying to see if I can get to it one real quick that I did, but I did it a while ago. I don't really play around with that too much. Canva, I don't know if any of you guys are into Canva at all, but Canva is another good tool. It has AI apps that are built into it. And so you can use those. Some of them are free, some of them are paid, but they become really, really good.
Canva is good. I use Canva. It's
What'd you
really
say?
good. I use Canva.
Yeah,
I
you
like
gotta
it.
have the paid version for it. So all these things could get quite expensive. When you hear, I keep saying, got the paid version, you got the free versions, but it just depends on what you really want to do. I want to see if I can.
Okay.
While I'm looking for that, what other questions do you have?
Does anyone else have any questions for Tesha about AI? What you can do in AI to make money? Okay.
Well, I hope that it helps.
Excuse me, I do.
Okay.
Can it help you? Okay, I do insurance as well. And can it help you generate things to say to like you're trying to create flyers and things of that nature to advertise and tell people about what you do?
Yes.
Okay.
It
I
can.
need to do that right now.
Yes, it can. I'm gonna do let's do a test case here since we are
And let
and
me
they're
say
gonna-
this, if anyone needs to drop off, you can. If you need to leave, it's fine. Okay? We will not
So
hold it against you.
okay. You can catch the replay.
Right. I'll post this. So if you need to leave, that's fine. I'm going to post it and you can go back and see the rest of it if you need to leave. Okay, ladies?
So I have that what I was showing you as far as the coloring book. If you're interested in, you can just download the coloring pages actually and just color them. But if you want to play around with the coloring book prompt, you've got 2 of them in that guide. And so it is free. It's for you. You'll just need to go to bit.ly/free. Wait, what did I do? I did bit. Hold up, I just did it. Bit. Free prompt guide, and I'll put that link in the description, or you can put it in there. It's all lowercase bit.ly/free prompt guide. So now we saw it do images, right? I showed you example of image, but I haven't really showed you an example of verbiage yet, which is probably mostly how you're going to use it. Okay. So you asked about the insurance. So now tell me more, like, what do you want? What can I tell it to do for you?
Well, let's see.
I'm going to use the free version.
Okay.
Okay.
I want to send out emails to people in 2024 that's turning 65 and going on to Medicare.
Okay. And what is your email supposed to do?
I'm trying and it's to give an event so that I can explain how Medicare works, because people don't understand how it works.
What is your role again?
I didn't hear you.
What do you do?
I'm an insurance agent. I sell health insurance, life insurance, annuities.
Okay. So since this is health, I'm just going to say health. Sometimes you get a better response when you tell it its role. Okay. So I'm going to say, oh, I keep spelling that wrong.
I'm a broker, really.
So you're an insurance
Broker. Because I
who
represent
sells.
more than one company.
Okay. Gotcha. So you're an insurance broker who sells health insurance.
Right.
That's what we're talking about.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm going to say, please create an email to my list that addresses people that are turning 65 and going on to Medicare. You'll invite them to an event that will help them to understand how Medicare works. So I didn't put any other details, so let's see what it comes up with.
Okay.
Tell me that doesn't save you time. So now it's come up with stuff. You can see where you can use it. It's even come up with your subject. So unlocking the benefits of Medicare, join our informative event,
Wow.
right? Are you someone or someone you know turning 65 soon and preparing to embark on your Medicare journey? I hate the word embark. It uses it a lot, so I always change it out.
Mm-hmm.
We understand that this transition can feel overwhelming. Look, I didn't even tell it to give pain points.
But it does.
But it does,
Mm-hmm.
right? And then you can say, blah, blah, is delighted to invite you to it gave you a name. If you didn't have a name of your event,
Mm-hmm.
or you need one later, there you go. Medicare made easy.
Yeah, okay, so it does work.
You see, this event aims to provide you with insight on how Medicare works, making sure that you make the most informed, because that's exactly what your goal is. And you can do that, and you can, here's what you're going to discover, right? Understand the basics. So A, B, C, Medicare, and I hear you, because,
yeah,
that's one of the things I did at Fidelity with health insurance. So, oh my goodness, that Medicare.
And that's exactly what an event does.
Right.
It really be an educational event. It does all that. You
That's
don't
amazing.
educational events. You just give information.
There you go. And ain't nobody judging you. Copy and paste. Okay.
And then I have to send it to CMS so they can approve it. I just can't. Yeah, but that's worded properly.
Yeah. So that's how I use it.
Okay,
That's
thank
how I
you.
use it. And it's gonna, you just saved yourself how much time trying to sit there trying to figure that out?
Some days, because I wouldn't have figured that out at all. Not
And
verbiage like that.
so another thing I'll do too is I will give it my verbiage.
Mm-hmm.
And then it'll take my verbiage and make it sound like make it sound like this. And I'm like, yes, that's exactly what I meant to say. I love it. I love it. Now, you see, it'll make you lazy, okay? Because in 2 seconds that came up. And so, I battle because is everybody Christian in here? I don't know, but listen, if you're not, I'm sorry. I battle with it because I always see the enemy's hands in stuff. And so I know that he would love it that you didn't use your mind. And so if you
Now,
could get lackadaisical in your thought process, right, then that you're easily swayed. And so that's just where y'all know my title was evangelist. So listen, that's where my mind goes, but I still use the tool, okay?
okay, now when you did that for her
Yes.
and you came up with that, all that printed out information, had you sat there typing or were you talking that into the
Oh,
computer?
I typed it. I just typed this in here right here. That's all I did. I typed that.
Huh.
I have to change it to 4 to get the voice, and you can add attach documents and things. And I haven't really worked with the voice thing yet. So but you can add plugins that'll help complement your chat GPT and things like that. I did one for a diet. I mean, they had when I talk about the GPT store, so they have GPTs, and I talked about consistent characters. So people have come up with their own sort of GPTs. It'll prompt it for you. So here's a coloring book hero. It only does 1 page at a time. The writing prompts. So you have writing prompts in here, productivity, because it can help you to be more productive in your business or in your work, finances. So it's got a bunch of stuff in here that's already done for you. So you don't have to sit there and try to figure out what questions do I ask it. So that's the whole point. An image generator, so I don't have to figure out some things. A logo creator, so if I wanted to create a logo for that insurance company, I could do that there, see if that works for me in there. So ChatGPT has a lot. The AI has a lot. So it's a big, and the only thing you can do is start from where you're at from the beginning. I did the same prompt in here for the coloring book. And this is what I say, how it's different. So I did the same prompt, and this is the image that it gave. It looked nowhere near like the images that were in the journey. So I like it in some space, some types of images, because I'll get, let's see here, what do we do? Here's a coloring book course. I think I was just playing around with some stuff. Oh, I was trying to do landing page. So the landing page that you will see if you go to that bit.ly, you will see that I use this on the checkout cart. On the checkout cart, I use this. Right? So I said, I'm building a checkout cart for a course that's called Create and Publish Your Coloring Book. And so I could ask it to build me a whole outline of a course for that. I just don't need it to do that for me, but I could if I didn't know or if I didn't want to think about it. One of the sisters at my church, she died. She just passed away. And so you know, she was in the hospital. And so I was coming up with something for the whole women's group. And I know that, some people ain't gonna get their stuff in on time. So I knew I was gonna have to create some messages for people. Okay. Anyway, so I asked it to, create 5 short religious 1 sentence get well statements. Okay. And so what I did was I made this document, and at the top, it had some of these statements. Okay. And then in the middle, it had whatever they gave me. Right. It was really cute. It was really cute. But she ended up passing away not too long. I don't even know if she ever got to what I don't even know that she ever got to see it, because by the time we got it over to her, she was already not, kind of not coherent and all of that. So I don't know if her husband was able. When last I talked to him, he was like, she never really got opened up her eyes enough for me to show it to her. So anyway, but I'm saying that to say that I used it for that, right? I didn't use this, but I wanted to see what it was going to come up with. But it can help you, you might not use this whole thing, but maybe you can't find the words at the moment, but you need to do something, right? And so you can use that to help you to find the words. I am one in a such difficult situation where I just can't find the words. Like, I'm in my emotions, so I can't find the words. Like, I know the Bible, but I don't know no scripture when I am trying to, so yeah. So it can help with that as well. So it can help you to do that.
All right, ladies, we have any other questions before we close out?
Yeah, because I could talk all day about AI.
Are we good?
So
Okay.
let me ask you this. Do you have a better understanding of what it is and how it works?
Yes. Thank you so much.
Do you have an understanding about, oh, you're quite welcome, about like how you might, or like some thought about how, okay, I'm thinking along how it can help me?
Yeah.
I see some nods.
Oh, yes.
Okay.
Oh, yeah.
Good, good, good.
Mhm.
And if you don't, that's okay. Just come in here and play with it. Let's play with it. Type in something. Type in something. And say, tell me about something. Tell me about, somebody said something about, tell me about who was that? The Lions?
Detroit Lions.
The Detroit
Lions.
Lions.
Mm-hmm.
Boom. That's all I'm going to put. That's it. That's all I put. So just go in and try it out and see what it comes up with. Think about the projects that you work on at church or work or in your volunteer activities, and see, oh, wait, let me go and see if I can use this to help me, to figure some things out, so I don't have to use, or I put my ideas in there and see what it does with my ideas.
I have a
And then
question.
go teach your grandkids.
I have a question.
Yes.
For information that you type and you get back and you like the response, is there a way on AI or the chat GPT that you can save it and come back to it later, add some more to it? Can you do it like that?
So on the side here, it shows the previous 30 days. I don't know how long this goes to. I saw something in there that said 90 days, but I've had stuff that was in there far longer than 90 days. So
Okay.
that's the only way that you could do that, is if it holds it in there. So you can go back, you can see I'm going back up to, what is this? That's in here. In the other ones, with Bing, I think because it's a generator, it does have a similar feature. I just don't know how long it holds the data for. So if you really, really like something, and you want to keep it for a while, I would suggest copying it and putting it on a Word document or an Excel document and just saving.
Okay. Wonderful.
Yeah.
Any other questions or concerns? Oh, Tesha, can you type in the chat box? You said the BIT or the
Am I still
prompt,
Oh. Yeah,
please?
colors. What did I say? Free.
Mm-hmm. I think you said, was it Bitly?
Yeah, I got it. Free prompt. Was it coloring book?
Yes, ma'am. Or journal prompt. It was the prompt or something.
Free prompt. Oh no, free
It's
prompt
the free
book, I
prompt.
think.
Yes.
Prompt guide. That's what it was. If you don't get BIT right, it won't give you back. Let me see.
So ladies, you can click on that link in the chat box and go to that freebie from Tesha.
Let me make sure before I
Right.
post
Okay.
it here that that's what it is.
Okay. She's going to put it in
Yeah,
the
that's
chat
it.
box and then you can just click on it. There it is, ladies. Then
Oh,
can
you
click
can't
on
just
that.
click on that one. Hold up.
You can't. Okay, hold on, ladies.
Should be able to click on that.
Okay.
Tech tip in Zoom. If you wanted to click, you have to put the HTTP in front. Otherwise, it doesn't create a clickable link.
Gotcha.
For those of you Zoomers. So I am loving AI, as you can tell. I get
Yeah.
overwhelmed with it sometimes. Sometimes I have to say, step back, step away from the thing, because I'll just be creating stuff, images or whatever, and I don't have no use for it. The biggest thing I can say so that you don't run into overwhelm as you learn it is to come to it with an intention. What do you intend to do? And that's going to help you with that. Then try to create a system where you save your stuff so that you don't have it all over the place. I'm not the one for organization because I got my stuff all over the place. Okay. So I'm like, oh, did I buy that already? that's me. I done bought it 3 times because I liked it and I done forgot the other 2 times that I bought it. So but yeah, so if you have any other questions, you can always link back with me on all the social media channels. I'm at Tesha D. Colston. But where I use AI is at thecreativeurbanwoman.com. So thecreativeurbanwoman.com. Because as you see, I wear many hats. But
Yes.
TeshaDColston.com will get you to all of them. So
Okay. Is it creative woman
well,
or
I
is it
hope I didn't
urban?
overwhelm you. I've had some women in my class who, like, I had one young lady in my class. I'm gonna call her a young lady in my class, and I think she was 85, but she was trying to get it.
Good for her.
Yeah, she was like, I'm gonna get this.
Good for her.
So it can be overwhelming, but if you come with the specific, reason why, then it's gonna help you out there. But yeah.
Well, Tesha, thank you so much for sharing the information with us. I did put your web address down in the chat box. I hope I have it correct. If not, let me know and I will retype it in there. Is that correct? If they want to, or is it I missed a letter or something in there?
No, it's just not clickable. There you go.
All right. So ladies, this is how you can go to her website. Okay. Thank you so much, Tesha. We really appreciate
Thanks
it.
for
I'll
letting
learn
me
some
come
more.
on here and blow your brains up about AI.
Well, you're gonna have us playing around because I played a little bit, but now I'm gonna go back and play some more.
Uh-oh,
Can you hear me?
yes, yeah.
Can you hear me?
Wanda, you were gonna say something? You were breaking up.
Okay, I'm sorry. Let me
No,
put
I
myself
was
on mute.
going to. No, I'm good.
Oh, okay. All right, my sisters, y'all starting to drop off. I see Barbara done dropped off. She said bye.
Thank
Y'all
you,
said
Tisha. Thank you,
Thank
Tisha.
you.
Thank
Bye.
you.
Thank you.
Bye, Diane.
Bye.
Good
Bye.
night,
Bye,
ladies.
Coach.
Thank
Thank
you.
you.
Goodbye,
Thank you,
Jim boy.
ladies.
My husband and
night,
I do
Mary
that 'cause
Ellen.
at church we do that, and it'd be like the extended goodbye. And so now we are like, goodbye, Jim boy, goodbye, Julie. Goodbye.
Good night, Aaron.
Night.
Good night, Diane.
Night.
Thank you, ladies, for coming. Good night.
Good night.
Thank you, Tisha.
You.